Lots of people say VR needs a killer app, but what if I told you there was one? I'm talking about Google Earth VR. Now, I know what you're thinking, Google Earth is VR's killer app? While the desktop version is pretty cool, it doesn't blow me away like the VR version. In virtual reality, it will make your jaw drop. Welcome to VR Spotlight, a new crowdfunded video where I highlight the coolest VR games and apps. Google Earth VR still uses the desktop version's satellite imagery, but in VR, you'll feel like you're flying around the world. Much of the planet is rendered in 3D using photogrammetry, which helps induce a sense of presence, or the feeling like you're really there. If you've never used the desktop version, you'd think Google Earth was built from the ground up for VR. I personally feel a bit like Superman as I soar through the sky and observe the vast expanse of the Milky Way around me. Enabling the app's human scale mode allows you to zip down to the nooks and crannies below. Google Earth VR excels at allowing you to see familiar places in a new light. Hey, that's the Eiffel Tower. I went there. It sure does look a lot smaller from here. And hey, there's Half Dome's infamous cables. I remember climbing those a few years back. People have also inadvertently stumbled across more efficient routes getting home using the app. It's not perfect though, and it's definitely no replacement for actually visiting real-world locations. Its biggest flaw is that when you get really low into the streets, it starts to look a bit, well, post-apocalyptic. This is because Google doesn't have enough low-level data from its satellite imagery. There are also some places like Iceland and Colombia that aren't completely rendered in 3D. You end up with a 3D map topology of the landscape without any of the buildings or city infrastructure. But when Google Earth VR works, it soars. One aspect of the app that probably wasn't originally intended was its power to induce a tremendous sense of nostalgia. In a way, Google Earth VR is a time machine. It captures a snapshot of the world frozen in a moment. Waves on the ocean and cars on the road appear suspended in time. You can also grab the sun and change the time of day as you see fit. Sometimes, it's nice just to fly into a valley and stare at the stars above. While you can fly anywhere in the world with the app, one of the most common things people do is revisit familiar locations. One of the first places I visited was my childhood home. It allowed me to remember all the good times, and the sad ones, that I had there, almost in a cathartic way. I also visited the park on a nearby hill, which allowed me to reconcile my past grievances. This hill may not mean much to you, but it means the world to me. There are numerous stories of people crying in headsets as they virtually revisit the homes of lost loved ones. Google Earth VR is that powerful, and it's something you must experience. I want to take this opportunity to thank my superstar patrons. If you like this video and want to see more content like it, please consider contributing to the Patreon. With your help, I can continue to produce more awesome VR content. Thank you.